2D action comes in all shapes and sizes, but you can expect skill to play a role in these titles. Developer Next Studios initially released Bladed Fury in 2018, and they have finally brought the title to consoles. This means I have no other excuses but to dive in and see what I've been missing. Unlike other hack-and-slash 2D action games, Bladed Fury is fueled by its narrative. The entire narrative begins after Princess Ji is framed for her father's death. With her father out of the picture, the evil officer named Tien rises as the ruler and orders to have Ji executed as he plans a wedding to her older sister. Things move pretty fast in the opening moments, but you quickly get accustomed to the straightforward combat that doesn't change too much in the later parts of the game. Bladed Fury happens to be one of the more toned down action games that I've played in a while, as they don't shove several unique fighting systems in your face. I appreciated this as the combat and navigating the environments had a familiar feel to it. The flip side is that I found this game fun for only about an hour before I wanted to take a break. The experience suffers largely from repetitive action button presses and waves of the same enemies. While there is a good helping of enemy variety encounters in each stage, the busy work required to get through the stages just weighs on the experience. Gameplay combines two different weapons that each have their benefits of speed and power. I loved how the developer made it impossible to just rely on one weapon combo, as some enemy types require a shield to be broken or have a projectile launched back at them. It keeps you invested in all the action, which is probably why I was exhausted by the end of it, because each encounter felt like it played out the same. I wasn't really doing anything different besides adjusting to whatever enemy type they threw at me. What's remarkable is just how well the action flows though. Button presses are responsive and feel natural in execution. Most enemy types are damage sponges, so getting through the stages is kept at a high pace. The difficulty is standard, and I don't feel like normal was too hard or too easy, but there is also a more manageable setting if you find yourself dying too much. Through gameplay, you're also able to collect spirits that you can summon into battle for a few quick strikes against the enemies. It's a nice inclusion and had me looking forward to the variety of summonable spirits in the later parts of the game. After defeating enemies, you'll collect the souls that can be used to upgrade Ji's skill set. Upgrades are tied to 2 weapons and her own strength. It's pretty standard fare here regarding what you can upgrade, longer blocking, double dash, extra combo, etc. But it was nice to have something to show for the hundreds of enemies I was taking down. Other upgrades can be found in the environment, such as health and secret stones for extra souls. Bosses are pretty exciting to face off against. These encounters made up some of the best moments of gameplay and only get better in the later parts. The first couple encounters I must say were rather dull, but then the gloves come off and the developers put your skills to the test. I loved everything about these fights, from the character designs to their attack patterns. I felt like all the skills gained during the waves of enemies were worth it to get the chance to take down these formidable foes. Environment design is impressive. I know this is just a 2D action game, but the developer does some really cool things here, such as providing gimmicks to progress through the stages and even obstructing your view at some points. The level themes are creative to provide a sense of progress, which really sells the fact that Ji is getting closer to her goal. Story scenes show a well-illustrated version of the characters, but sadly, they are all static. They used a strange effect where Ji is always on the left, even if she approached characters from the right. Further, her back is always to the camera, which I didn't like. You see, Ji's personality rarely goes past revenge and clearing her name, to the point where I knew little to nothing about her. I wouldn't have minded a few flashbacks of her and her family hanging out so we can see who she was before all of this happened. Bladed Fury's console debut has not gone unnoticed by me. There is a great game that takes clear inspiration from vanillaware action titles. It's mindless hack and slash with a purpose, and it's exceptionally fun in short bursts. I ended up playing for the challenge and the boss battles alone. The environments and plot were engaging enough to see the adventure through until the end. Noisy Pixel is giving Bladed Fury a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.